right, welcome to your world. My name is Olive Burrows. I'm sitting in for Winnie Lubembe, and with me in the studio this morning, we have the CEO of the Kenya Medical Training College, KMTC, Dr. Kelly Oluoch. Sijui kama uko na salamu unataka kutumana before we get into the topic.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Dr. Kelly Oluoch, the CEO of Kenya Medical Training College. I want to send greetings to my students and my staff and my board directors.
All right, good to have you this morning. And this morning we are discussing bridging the bridge to the country's UHC dreams. Now this comes, there hasn't even been a month, it's been just a couple of weeks since we launched UHC at the Mashujaa Day celebrations in Kericho. Were you present for that?
Yes, we were present, and KMTC played a major role in the launch.
In what sense?
First, in the preparation towards the launch. Secondly, informing the public about UHC. Thirdly, involving all the counties in terms of doing screening, doing medical camps, and basically generally helping the society and the Ministry of Health to be successful in the launch of UHC.
All right, so tell us a little bit about, for those who may not be familiar, those who use, okay, at least when I'm moving past around Kenyatta Hospital, you'll see the KMTC signboard severally. Whether you use Bagathi, you'll see it. But tell us, for those who may not be aware, what is it that KMTC specializes in?
KMTC is a mid-level training institution, the largest in Kenya and sub-Saharan Africa, training all cadres in the medical field. It was established in 1927. At that time, the institution had 4 students. The institution has grown currently to over 62,000 students. We have 74 campuses spread across the country.
How many?
74.
74?
Yes, yes. Spread across 44 counties in Kenya. The student population is well over 62,000 currently. And it is a state parastatal established by an Act of Parliament, Cap 261, in 1990. And we have grown to address the medical challenges of the country, to be relevant to UHC, support the President's agenda of UHC, bottom-up economic transformation agenda, and make sure that the country has well-trained human resources for health.
What do you mean by middle level?
Middle level means certificate courses, diploma courses, higher diploma courses, and short courses that are relevant to the medical field. Yes.
All right, so you're launching a strategic plan tomorrow, is it?
It's on Thursday.
On Thursday? Oh,
Yes,
okay.
yes.
Same day the President is going to be delivering his State of the Nation address in Parliament. Okay, so this is for 2023 to 2028.
Yes.
So what did you take in consideration in your projections?
First, we want to support the President in his vision. Kenya Medical Training College now focuses on the global stage. We have been up to now concentrating on supplying human resources for health for the local market. But right now, Kenya Medical Training College is geared and gearing towards ensuring that we not only fulfill our role of supplying human resources for health for the local market, but also ensure that we supply sufficient numbers that we can actually send out of the country to support healthcare needs of the world. And by doing so, our current strategic plan that we are launching on Thursday is looking at being a global competitive institution in training human resources for health. And we are looking at that through a mission statement that looks at developing fit-for-purpose human resources for health through training, research, and consultancy. And we are looking towards being transformative. In this case, that we want to produce health workers that are not only able to work locally, but are able to fit into the international stage. And to do so, we are looking at extra skills that are needed for health workers. For example, we are introducing international languages that are fit, that are relevant for medical profession, like German, Arabic, French, and we are also training what is called international English tests that enables our workers, our graduates, to not only work locally, but be able to fit into the international stage. They should be able to work in other countries. They are supposed to provide care in countries where this is needed. Okay.
So, but would that not lead to, what is it called? Capital flight? Do we not need those health workers here, or because we are not able to accommodate all of them here, then there's a need to create opportunity elsewhere? Okay,
Olive, this year alone, KMTC is going to graduate 23,000 health workers. The country is able to get its needs for health workers from this slot and be able to provide, the institution is able to provide the surplus to be able to send to other countries. What we are looking at is not starving the country of human resources for health, but at the same time, being able to provide an alternative to those who will not get jobs locally, and also to be able to contribute economically to this country by ensuring that the people who get jobs abroad are able to also contribute to economic growth of the country by remitting foreign currency to this country. And so we want to not only look at ourselves as providers for human resources for health solutions for the country, but providers for those human resources for health for the world, and also provide economic growth to the country, provide hope to our graduates, make sure that they're not only getting disillusioned because they do not get jobs immediately, but are able to contribute significantly to the global agenda, significantly to ensuring that the welfare of their families is taken care of, and that they do not suffer disillusionment after graduation. And so we are able to do that because we have sufficient capacity as an institution.
All right, now because we're discussing UHC, the focus now, we've been told by the administration, is on preventive health, right?
Yes.
So taking a more proactive approach. So there was a launch of community health promoters. I'm sure you saw them in Kericho with their blue aprons, red backpacks. Has that factored in any way in your strategic plan?
Yes.
In the courses you offer?
Number one, UHC is supposed to ensure that everyone is accessing quality healthcare in a way that is not detrimental to their finances. And so this means that there should be a participatory approach. There should be access to human resources for health, because the human resources for health is the one pillar that drives all other pillars in the UHC. And so Kenya Medical Training College has made sure that it provides solutions in terms of human resources for health that are able to work at primary healthcare level. What we do is provide training for public health officers. We provide training for nutritionists who work at community level. We provide training for community health promoters. We provide training that are relevant at household level, like sanitation, like hand washing, making sure that communities are able to be informed about their health through providing trainings like health promotion. So we are supposed to provide solutions at household level. So our trainees are not only capable of working at higher levels of healthcare, but able to access the household, the community, and provide a linkage through community health assistance from the primary towards higher levels of healthcare.
All right. I was in, which county was this? In Bomet County. We're having a digital conference there, and then so I went to Longisa Hospital, and they had these robots. So because of a shortage of consultants in the country, they were able to get consultants from the US and various other partner countries to weigh in on medical cases real time. They were able to take the robot on medical camps to such that they go to the people wherever they are, and the consultant necessarily doesn't need to move, which makes it easier for them to see more people. So with technological advancement, how is KMTC keeping up with the pace?
Okay. One of our key result areas in this new strategic plan is digital transformation. We are aiming to produce health workers who are at home with technology, transformative technologies. KMTC is looking at investing in digital systems, ecosystem, in ensuring that we have state-of-the-art telemedicine training of all our health workers, ensuring that we revamp our capacity to use technology. Actually we are looking at a digital campus, making sure we have a digital campus so that not all courses are supposed to be attended to physically. Some of the courses can be online. We are also looking at revamping our e-learning platforms to make sure that those who are not able to appear physically for classes are still able to follow up, be able to be updated on what is going on. We are also looking at making sure that we have cutting-edge technology in our skills laboratories. We are looking at what is called high-fidelity mannequins. Mannequins that are human models that are able to mimic human reactions extremely accurately, so that our students first learn in a laboratory system, be able to know how drugs translate into human physiological actions before they go to an actual patient. The actual reason for that is to hone their skills, correct them, make sure that they are perfect before they go to the bedside to attend to the patient. So our key focus is quality of training, and we are integrating digital technology into it to make sure that our graduates are relevant to the changing world, to make sure that we put a lot of emphasis on the cutting-edge technology that is now required for each health worker to work in this current environment.
All right, so
Yes.
Kenya is seen by many as a technological hub.
Yes.
Right, and I can't remember who was speaking, and they said third. I think it was King Charles when he was here, King Charles III, and he talked about third in Africa. Although I'll take the position that we are first. How are you fostering innovation? I mean, we are the country that came up with M-Pesa, and the rest of the world is trying to catch up with us. We during COVID-19, we had our innovators win awards, for example, for the Vaxibox, where that was able to keep the COVID vaccines cool for transportation to various parts of the country. In terms of innovation, do you encourage that at KMTC?
Yes, one of our key result areas is research, innovation, and consultancy. And we are doing this by ensuring we have policies that encourage innovation. We are doing that by capacity building of our human resources for health, both at lecturer level and at student level. We are encouraging competition among students. For example, we encourage our students to attend conferences with research papers, being able to present innovative ways of technology. Like now, we just a month ago, we sponsored our students, medical imaging students, to attend a conference and display cutting-edge innovations that enable real-time screening of patients at community level. So what we are doing at the institution is provide a breeding ground for innovative technologies, allowing our students to grow wings, to be able to be more creative, to give them capacity and let them believe in themselves. And we are doing that by a lot of capacity building, collaboration, partnerships. For example, we have a lot of industry, academia partnership. Our students not only learn in class, but they work with giants in the field like GE to make sure that whenever we have new technologies, these students learn about them in class before they go to the real world. Some of these giant companies have collaborated with us to establish laboratories where students are able to get real-time technology. We get mentorship programs between us and the players in the field. That encourages students to have innovative thinking. And we do not limit our students when we attach them to various stakeholders for a lot of ability to innovate, to go beyond what we give them in class.
All right.
Yes.
So part of the criticism oh dear, I'm looking at the clock, I'm saying we're about to take a break, but we'll come back with this. Part of the criticism we get in terms of learning institutions get is it's the the graduates they churn out do not meet the needs in the market. You know, has that been a consideration when you were coming up with this strategic plan? So we take a break, but we come back, even looking at the welfare of the students. How has that been factored into the strategic plan for KMTC on the other side of this break? Welcome back to AM Live, and we're seated here with the CEO. So sorry, Your World. I was hosting him live just if I'm so used to it. Winnie, I'm sorry. I know she's watching wherever she is. Your World. And today we're discussing human resources, human capital, and UHC and bridging the gap. And this is ahead of Thursday's launch of a strategic plan by KMTC. Now, just before the break, there's a question I had asked you. I didn't give you an occasion to respond. And that is, have you taken, in this strategic plan, have you taken a needs-based approach? Did you engage stakeholders to establish what is required in the market? You even in the county hospitals, you'll hear they have machines, but they have no technicians to operate the machines. So how did you approach this strategy?
Okay, thank you. We approached the building of this strategy on a collaborative platform. We actually engaged employers, we engaged government hospitals, we engaged private hospitals. We developed questionnaires to assess the quality of graduates we produce. Then we looked at the internal stakeholders. We looked at what do students think about what they're learning. We looked at lecturers. Are the contents relevant to the changing needs in the marketplace? We looked at the regulatory bodies. That is, we are a highly regulated institution, like 18 regulatory bodies. So we got their feedback. We saw their feedback as we were doing this strategic plan. We engaged our mother ministry to look at what do they want an institution that is producing over 85% of human resources for health to focus on. We looked at basically the communities where our campuses are. I told you we have 74 campuses. So we looked at these communities. What do they expect out of an institution that is playing the role of providing human resources that take care of their health? And so it has been an inclusive journey. It has been a journey that has conversation in it, feedback. And we have incorporated that feedback into looking at 4 key result areas. We are looking at the quality of training. And in this quality of training, we are incorporating additional elements, like ensuring that our students are globally competitive. They are employable, not only within our boundaries, but outside our boundaries. We are looking at research, innovation, and consultancy, and looking at how then do we produce learners who are lifelong learners through research. Are they able to contribute to changing knowledge in their workplace? We looked at digital transformation. How do we want our students to be out there? Do we want them to be digital natives or immigrants? We looked at making sure that we have graduates who are capable of working in the changing digital environment, capable of interacting freely with the changes in the digital environment. Then we looked at sustainability of the institution in terms of how do we relate with other partners? How do we collaborate? How do we ensure that the institution is financially viable, that it is consistently winning itself of exchequer dependence, making sure that it is capable of generating its own resources, determining its future, making sure that the quality of training is not diluted by lack of resources. And so we looked at these 4 areas as very key in propelling the institution, making it a dominant player, not only in the local market, but in the international market that the institution is supposed to serve.
All right. Before I get into student welfare and also sustainability, because in this day and age, when we talk of sustainability, many people are thinking climate change and the place of healthcare and therefore training. Because I read, I think it was in yesterday's paper, Githinji Gitahi was talking about as people head towards COP28, even as healthcare workers, their conversations, even in terms of the ailments people get impacted by the changes in climate, right? But before we get into that, I have to discuss admissions and whether that came up in the strategy process, planning process, because just if I search KMTC admissions, some of the headlines that come up from as late as, where was this, 21st September 2023, KMTC turns away unqualified students after placement error. Dozens of students who are placed in various courses at Kenya Medical Training College have been turned away after it emerged that they are not qualified for the programs. Controversy over Kenya Medical Training College admissions, and this has to do with the placement, Kenya Universities and Colleges Central Placement Service, although there is a story that follows that says storm over KMTC admissions. Parliament nullifies CUSP's, I already read that in full, placement. So have you addressed issues admission?
Yes, we have. You know, when you look at quality training, you start from the input. You look at the process and then you look at the output. The input involves ensuring we have qualified students to get into our courses. For example, there are certain aggregates in terms of subject clusters that are required to fit into certain courses. So, for example, somebody doing medical engineering must have done physics because it is an engineering-based course. So, the ministry gave a directive that we collaborate with Kenya Universities and Colleges Central Placement Services to ensure that we improve on our efficiency of admission. So we have looked at how then do we work in an environment where we have to collaborate with an institution that is under the Ministry of Education. So we therefore formed a technical working group and discussed on the efficiency and effectiveness of the admission process. For the first time admission process that is done through this kind of platform, definitely there is a margin of error that takes place. And that is where we ended up with a few students who did not qualify to be admitted in certain courses. So what we effectively did immediately was to engage our partners, that is CUPS, to ensure that we review the selection criteria that they had set and make sure that it fits into what we expect in terms of the kind of students we expect in various courses. And so the students who did not qualify to enter into certain courses were then looked at and given opportunities to reapply for courses that they were qualified to attend to. And I'm very confident to say that all the students who were affected have been placed sufficiently in courses that now they qualify for, and therefore corrected that error in the system to ensure that future endeavors where we have joint admission does not produce that margin of error that we had this time.
Okay, so it's been addressed.
Yes.
All right. So now, because that's related to student welfare, right? When you talk about sustainability and the institution not relying on the exchequer, do you mean munaongeza fees?
No. We're not looking at kuongeza fee. What we are looking at is looking at the environment. We are operating in a resource-constrained environment. KMTC, like all other tertiary institutions, depend partially on government for funding. But we are looking at how then do we become innovative? Can we write grants? Can we engage in research? Can we do certain activities collaboratively with other actors, not necessarily government, that enables us to move forward? How then do we raise resources, compete in an environment which is resource constrained in a way that is innovative to enable us to provide services that are quality, to provide training that is going to be world standard without necessarily increasing fee or looking into government subsidy to do that. So what we've done is to look at collaboration again, look at partnerships again, look at consultancy, look at research, and how this can contribute into the economic welfare of the institution.
All right, although I'm guessing majority of the students are government funded?
Yes, our students are government funded. And we are looking at what is called Module 2. That means that those who do not get opportunity through government funding should be able to still get opportunities in the institution going forward. Yes.
All right. So in terms of sustainability, where climate change is concerned, how are you addressing that in your strategic plan?
KMTC is a responsible corporate citizen. That means that as an institution, we do not only want to take from the environment, but we want to give back to make sure there is sustainability element of it. I told you we have 74 campuses, and this means therefore that all the 74 campuses have an opportunity to contribute to the environment. The way we do it is through tree planting. This year alone we have a target of planting over 65,000 trees. That means every campus is supposed to plant at least 1,000 trees so that we are able to contribute to the environment. Secondly, our students engage in community activities like cleaning up environment and ensuring that there is safe disposal of waste. Thirdly, we are looking at certain innovative ways like ensuring that the rainwater does not go into waste, rainwater harvesting, looking at subsidizing the cost of electricity by using solar, and ensuring that the institution is not only responsible citizen but able to efficiently use the resources that are available. Yes.
And in terms of creating an environment that fosters, now that we're discussing environments, that fosters learning, how have you accommodated student welfare issues within the strategic plan? Okay,
thank you so much. We have accommodated student welfare issues in several ways. Number one, through providing mentorship for students. The institution has revitalized the alumni program that enables those who are alumni to contribute directly back to the student body by having alumni days where we link those who are already industry players with continuing students for mentorship purposes. Secondly, we have provided a safety net for those students who cannot pay fee by ensuring we have an in-house capacity to support them and collaborating with HELB to ensure that the resources we have, HELB allocates it to the most needy students. And therefore, we are proud to say that most of our students who are economically challenged are able to get sufficient support through financing that is sustainable. That means that once they finish education, they will get jobs and are able to contribute back to that kitty to support other needy students. We also have student centers that enable youth-friendly services like capacity to access health services in the institution. That is a youth-friendly kind of service in an environment that they are free to air their concerns that are medical in nature and are able to get support. We also having peer counseling programs, and we also have counselors in campuses who we have trained to take care.
And I'm curious, why is that important?
Very important, because our students are majorly youths. And as youths, they stay in an environment that they interact with outside society. And so we want to streamline a culture of responsiveness. We want to streamline a culture of teamwork. We want to streamline a culture of personal responsibility among our students. And so we have to provide an access for them to be able to air their views, an access for them to be able to even connect with employers. And so that is why we are even doing additional activities like ensuring that there are courses that they can take that enable them to be fit for the environment that they're going to work in, by linking them with employers, by linking them with, equipping them with tools that they need, like languages that they will use when they're out of the institution.
Because I imagine health workers' working conditions have been a concern in terms of highly stressful, even beyond COVID, when there were concerns around PPPs. In terms of the working hours, I'm sure the pressure to obtain sustainable employment. So these are people who work in high pressure, stressful environments. So mental health, it sounds to me like it's something you're taking seriously as an institution. Seriously.
We have programs that focus on counseling. We have programs that focus on sports, co-curriculum and extracurricular activity. We actually have national sports within KMTC. Our students participate in presidential awards. Our students participate in community services. We have peer counselors. We collaborate with other partners to provide youth-friendly medical services within the institution. And we follow up our students to make sure that those who have challenges are taken care of. KMTC is one of those institutions that are also those institutions that are also very concerned about the mental well-being of our students. And with that comes a lot of engagement between students at student level, that is peer level of interaction, and students and staff in terms of ensuring we have counselors within our campuses who are well trained to take care of issues to do with the mental health of our students, drug addiction. We even have policies like gender-based violence policy, alcohol workplace policies that enable our students to operate and work in an environment that is drug-free, that enables them to feel safe and actually be safe in the environment that they're learning in.
Okay, that's definitely a positive. I'm wondering, already you're the largest, I think you told us right at the beginning, middle level medical training college in sub-Saharan Africa. I heard you correctly.
Yes.
Where else is there to go?
The world. We want to be dominant in terms of ensuring that the quality we are producing is sought after at the world stage. We want to provide human resources for health for US. We want to provide human resources for health for Canada, Australia, UK, Arabian countries, Germany. And so it means that we should not settle at being a local leader or a regional leader. We should settle when we are on top of the world, making sure that the local market in terms of human resources is taken care of, and that we're able to provide human resources that are sought after in the world arena, in the world stage. That if Germany wants to import human resources for health, they should look at KMTC as a solution provider for them. Human resources for health that are adaptable, capable, completely in sync with emerging technologies, and who can provide solutions to the challenges that the world is facing.
All right. So yes. Does your infrastructure as it's currently set up allow that? I know you talked about partnerships like with GE, latest technology, telemedicine, labs. You've mentioned that. So is there a plan to scale that up?
Yes, we are scaling up in terms of human resources for health, that is lecturers.
Okay.
This year we want to bring in almost 870 new lecturers. And that will go a long way into contributing into the input that we require for quality health trainers. We are looking at improving and increasing our capacity in terms of laboratories. We are looking at improving our physical infrastructure. We are looking at improving our capabilities in terms of collaborations where we do not have those capabilities. We are looking at expanding our IT infrastructure, putting up policies in place that enable the institution to be capable in terms of digital transformation, collaborating with the IT ministry to make sure that what we are not capable of providing locally in the institution. We are collaborating with them to be able to put in place, because we realize that we will not provide all solutions, but we have partners who we can work with to provide those solutions. Like we have NOFB, the National Fiber Optic Backbone, being supplied to most of our campuses to make sure that we are able to provide uninterrupted internet services.
Okay.
Yeah.
With the focus now with UHC on preventive and promotive health, do you equip your students in terms of what they call soft power? Because now they're going into these communities, people need to feel safe enough to open up about the ailments, whatever is not right, where this, with these health promoters, and I know there's a referral system that has been set up. So have you equipped them where this soft power is concerned?
Olive, around 2022, there was a conference in Mombasa that was looking at, are human resources for health fit for purpose? Do they have the skills that the patient is looking forward to? It was realized that in addition to technical skills, there is need for interpersonal skills. That the patient at the bed does not want to know how much you know as a health provider. They also want to know how much you care. And that means that KMTC, having participated in that conference, had a lot to learn and a lot to contribute in terms of its curricula. One of those issues that we learned and we are incorporating in our curricula is communication skills that are necessary for health workers. That they do not need just to know more, they also need to communicate better. We also learned that in this environment, the students need to be updated in terms of their digital knowledge. And so we therefore incorporated a lot of that in our curricula. We also realized that these students needed to do more, go more, and be more. And so we have provided a mentorship program that enables our students to be suitable to work in an environment that they're going to work in, be able to get more information that enables them to make informed decisions concerning the welfare of patients in the hospital. We've also provided them with, as I mentioned before, the mental well-being that enables them to be able to also transfer that to health to the patients. You know, if the health worker is not taken care of, then the patient can never be taken care of. So the well-being and the welfare of the worker is important. And knowing how to address your mental challenges enables a student and therefore a future health worker to be able to be more participative with supporting a patient. And that is one of those things that we take care of. Yeah.
Okay, so in terms of that looks at the soft power. In terms of the postgraduate opportunities that KMTC provides, I hear a lot of people travel out of the country to go get the specialized training. Where does KMTC fit in that space?
KMTC offers higher diploma courses that enable these graduates to work in resource-constrained environments. For example, we have ear, nose, and throat specialists produced from the diploma clinical medicine that enables them to work in communities to address those challenges that do with ENT. We have pediatric nurses and clinical officers. We have industrial pharmacy. We have a lot of courses at higher diploma level that are meant to address challenges in resource-constrained environments. We even produce anesthetists who are able to work in theaters across the country where the universities are not able to produce enough anesthesiologists. So we are able to plug in, provide sufficient skills that enable these graduates to be relevant in the marketplace. And as a matter of fact, the graduates KMTC is producing are more sought after compared to university graduates because of the kind of skills they have, the attitude they have, and their capacity to work in resource-constrained environments where most university graduates will not consider working.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And in terms of assisting them with placement, how are you doing that? Yeah.
Okay, number one, we collaborate with employers. We ask employers, what do they need out of an employee? And so in the new strategic plan, we have industry coordinator in it who is supposed to be able to look at the trends, the demands of employers, and be able to plug it in terms of our employees, our students. We're also supposed to make sure we have a database for all our graduates, where they are, who they are, their skills, and match it with the market side in terms of making sure that employers are able to interface with us in terms of making sure that they have what they need from the graduates we produce. That is also the reason why we are going an extra mile. We are not settling at students graduating and then we tell them bye. What we are doing is to provide additional languages that those who will not be able to get jobs locally or those who desire to work out of the country should not be disillusioned, should not suffer because they do not have that extra language that enables them to communicate when they go to a new environment. And so from 5 p.m. going onwards, students have the choice of learning an additional language that enables them to choose whichever country they want to work in and be able to develop languages that will be relevant in those countries. And there is demand for health workers, not only locally, but internationally. And KMTC is gearing towards contributing in that agenda of providing skilled, quality human resources for health.
All right. So I know we've talked about we're now living in a digital world, and there was a digital health bill that was signed the other day, now an act, and you've brought in telemedicine and all of that. Do you provide training on on privacy in terms of how this data is managed, health data?
Yes, what is happening right now is we have a policy on data protection that ensures that not only do staff manage the data they get from students in a responsible way, but ensures that students do not share data they obtain from patients with non-interested parties or third parties. And so we have, as an institution, developed a policy on data protection that is supposed to be binding to all the players within the institution, not only students, but also lecturers and any other person that works within the institution, to make sure that data is shared as and when necessary and only is accessible to those who it should be accessible. Yes.
All right. So I'm looking at the clock, and as we wind up, as you look forward to the launch of your strategic plan, what is it you want us to leave this studio, wind up this show, keeping top of our mind? Yes.
I want the country to know that, and to assure the country that KMTC is gearing to provide even better quality human resources for health. I want to assure the country that the kind of human resources for health that we are going to produce are not only going to be fit for local consumption, but internationally fit to provide labor outside the country. I want to inform the country that KMTC is going through a digital revolution, a transformation, to make sure that it is more efficient, more effective, and is capable of providing the best quality of training that is required of us. I want to also ensure that the institution is capable of conducting research, being able to be innovative in the way it operates, being able to provide consultancy services. And then finally, I want to look up to make sure that the institution is capable through a teamwork to make sure that it is sustainable in the way it is operating in terms of taking care of the environment, taking care of its financial resources, and making sure that it is capable of surviving, capable of thriving, capable of being a dominant player in training of human resources for health, not only for local consumption, but for international consumption. And so I want to invite the country, as we launch our strategic plan on Thursday, to look up to the 4 key result areas, that is quality training, research, innovation, consultancy, digital transformation, and institutional sustainability as the areas that we are going to focus on for the next 5 years in contributing to the President's agenda of UHC, primary healthcare, and bottom-up economical transformation agenda. Thank you.
Dr. Kelly Oluoch amesema mambo ni manne. Sio matatu. So there's the digital transformation, there's research. So you're testing me now, trying to see if I was a good student, if I caught it. Research, consultancy, and innovation. Number 3, global, like, help me here with a global one. Like the languages and all of that is intended to ensure that our students are global leaders, globally competitive.
Yeah.
All right. And the 4th one, was it quality training?
Quality training.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Did I get them all right?
Yeah, you are a good student.
Great. So where are you launching on Thursday? What time?
Thursday,
what event are you going to hold?
From 9 a.m. From 9 a.m. at our headquarter grounds. That is our graduation ground at headquarter. And we are going to ensure that the country is aware of where we want to go, take the institution. Secondly, we are also looking back at the 96 years of experience we've had since 1927.
It's a long time, 1927.
So, yes, yeah, so we are launching The Journey to Greatness, a book that looks at where we are from. So that it is said you cannot know where you're going if you don't know where you've come from. So we are going to launch a memoir, The Journey to Greatness, 96 years of experience in training health workers. And then thirdly, we're going to launch curricula that are fit for medical students in several languages, that is German, Arabic, French, on that day. And it's going to be presided over by our Cabinet Secretary, Madam Susan Nakumicha. Yeah. All
right, so we look forward to that event, and thank you, Daktari, for being here this morning. Dr. Kelly Oluoch, CEO, Kenya Medical Training College. Najua kidogo nilikuingiza kwa maji moto na hiyo story admissions, but important to address, no? Important to address.
Yes.
All right, my name is Olive Burrows. This has been Your World. AM live ended an hour ago. This has been Your World, and I'm sitting in for Winnie Lubebe. Do remember that should you wish to rewatch any part of this interview, you can find it. It will be uploaded onto our YouTube channel, NTV Kenya. Ni hayo tu kwa sasa, and all the best on Thursday.